Hey everybody, welcome to this Caregiver Coffee. My name is Matthew Estrad. I'm a gerontologist in St. Tammany Parish, and I've been bringing you the Caregiver Coffee for about 5 years, and I've been the Caregiver Support Group Facilitator for COAST for over 10 years, since April 2015. And many of y'all have probably been to our sessions, and I'll tell you a little bit about the group in a moment, in case you've not ever joined us in those 10 years, and you might want to consider doing that. Today's topic is going to be our second video on fall prevention. We'll be talking first about a sort of a survey, a self-assessment that you can take, and I'll go through it, and then you can go ahead and take it yourself, and it will, in the end, check your risk for falling, because that's going to be very important. People who well, anyway, sorry, I'm getting into it already. So kind of put that on pause. So anyway, so it's a really good fall risk assessment that will kind of tell you where you are in this in that risk. And hopefully to help you prevent that from ever happening. And then I think that we'll have time to go through a home safety checklist. And this is I gave one in the first video that was maybe 8 points. This is going to have a little more. And then in the future, I'll have a video that has 23 items. So you can kind of pick which one or ease into it, or however you want to look at it. We'll have some more tips here that might overlap with the last one, with the previous one, and certainly will for the next one, where we focus just on the home safety checklist, and kind of how to approach getting things done off that list, because it can feel overwhelming. So before we get into the first item, which is the fall checklist, I want to tell you a little bit about the caregiver support group. So we meet every Tuesday evening of the year, basically, unless there's a holiday like Fat Tuesday, or if Christmas is on a Tuesday, or Christmas Eve for that matter also. So every Tuesday evening, the first Tuesday, we're in person at the Slido Activity Center. The second Tuesday of the month, we are on the Zoom platform, sort of like how you see me now. You can join us and you'll see everybody on the screen. You can join that way. The third Tuesday of the month, we're at the Senior Activity Center in Covington off of Highway 190. On the fourth Tuesday, and sometimes when there's a fifth Tuesday, we will meet again on the virtual platform Zoom. Now, a little bit about Zoom: you can join us on your computer, kind of like how you see me here. You can join you can join on a smartphone or tablet by downloading the free Zoom app. And then what you can also do is you can just call in. You can use a landline phone if you have one. You can use your smartphone and just dial the numbers that you'll see on the calendar that we publish. So about that, every 2 months we publish a calendar. It's got the phone numbers. It's got the Zoom link if you're joining that way. It's got the physical address, and it also has any holidays. We address any holidays in case there is one, because typically we don't cancel a Tuesday. I'm sorry, we don't cancel a support group. We typically move it to later in the week, unless I'm out of town for that whole week. So you'll want to find that 2 month calendar at the website coastseniors.org. Navigate over to caregiver resources. You'll find that you'll eventually see my picture. You'll download the PDF. You can save it to your computer or even print it, put it on the refrigerator. And then finally, on that flyer, you'll be able to see a way to join our email list, our private email list, so that you can receive an email reminder from me every Tuesday as far as where we are that day. So it's just a little reminder that we are meeting later that evening. So I hope this is helpful, and certainly you can also reach out to me, or you can call any of the Coast centers and ask to get a message to me about that support group. And my phone number is actually on that caregiver flyer / calendar that I mentioned, so you can get in touch with me that way as well. All right, so let's dive into this this fall risk assessment. I'm going to share my screen so you get to see it, and hopefully it's large enough. Go up a little more. There we go. Okay. All right, so I'm going to share my screen, And I'm going to be going over each of these, and I'm encouraging you to follow the link that I'm also going to post in the video, so you can print it out yourself. Let's see, I want to share. Hang in there. I'll get there. Share. Here we go. All right. So according to what I can see, you are looking at that the checklist we're going to go over. So there's about a dozen questions here. Or statements rather, and you'll say yes or no, and you can kind of play along if you just want to utilize the video. You can track your yeses and your nos on a piece of paper. And remember, you can also print this out at home. All right, so is the first statement is I have fallen in the past year. Yes or no? Now, why is that important? On the right-hand side, it will tell you why. People who have fallen once are likely to fall again. All right, second statement. I use or have been advised to use a cane or a walker to get around safely. Simply, people who have been advised to use a cane or walker may already be likely to fall. All right, so the third statement, yes or no. These are all yes or no. Sometimes I feel unsteady when I'm walking. Sometimes I feel unsteady when I'm walking. Yes or no? That is because unsteadiness or needing support while walking are signs of poor balance. All right, number 4. I steady myself by holding onto furniture when walking at home. Sometimes, sorry, I steady myself by holding onto furniture when walking at home. That's number 4. Yes or no? Number 5, I am worried about falling. Yes or no? I am worried about falling. People who are worried about falling, have a fear of that, are more likely to fall. All right, number 6, I need to push with my hands to stand up from a chair. I need to push with my hands to stand up from a chair. This is a sign of weak leg muscles, a major reason for falling. That's number 6. All right, number 7. We're almost halfway. Yeah, we are halfway through. I have some trouble stepping up onto a curb. I have some trouble stepping up onto a curb. Yes or no? This is also a sign of weak leg muscles. Number 8, I often have to rush to the toilet. Yes or no? I often have to rush to the toilet. Rushing to the toilet, especially at night, increases your chances of falling. All right, number 9. I have lost some feeling in my feet. I have lost some feeling in my feet. Numbness in your feet can cause stumbles and lead to falls. Number 10, I take medicine that sometimes makes me feel lightheaded or more tired than usual. I take medicine that sometimes makes me feel lightheaded or more tired than usual. Side effects from certain medications can sometimes increase your chance of falling. And of course, if you answered yes to that, you also want to talk with your doctor about that if they've not already kind of warned you about that, because there might be other medications that are safer that are not going to make you feel this way. Number 11, I take medicine to help me sleep or improve my mood. Yes or no? I take medicine to help me sleep or improve my mood. These medicines can sometimes also increase your chance of falling. All right, the last one, number 12. I often feel sad or depressed. Yes or no? I often feel sad or depressed. Symptoms of depression, such as not feeling well or feeling slowed down, are linked to falls. All right, so that was the last statement. And there's a total of 12. So now what you're going to do is you're going to total up your number of yeses. And some of these yeses, so first of all, for statements where you had a no, those are all zeros. So you're not going to count that. No points for zeros, for no's. For yeses, there are some of the statements. If you answered yes, that's 2 points, and some of the yeses that you answered are 1 point. So what you'll do is you can see it here on the screen, or you may have printed this out already, but the yeses that are 2 points are number one, statement number two, and actually that's it. So if either the first statement or the second statement you answered yes, give yourself 2 points for each of those yeses if they are yeses. All the other yeses are going to be 1 point each. So go ahead and total those up. You can pause if you need more time to do that. You're going to add up the numbers. And then if you scored yes or more, you may be at risk for falling. If you were less than 4, then you may not be. But of course, this is not just going through this is not the same as going to a doctor, but it is going to point out some things that are putting you at a higher risk, and you want to discuss this with your doctor. So again, this is not to diagnose, but it does give an indication if you have some risk of falling. So hopefully you are not at risk, but if you are, and there's probably a lot of people out there taking this, if you're an older adult, there are probably a lot of people who are at a risk. You want to discuss it with your doctor and try to just plan ahead, so you can help avoid certain like any of these things that could be impacting you. All right, next we're going to move on to some of these uh, home repairs or things that you can do in the home. And I may have to move this around on the screen, so I'm pretty sure you can still see this on the screen. Let's see. Yeah. All right, so we're going to go through this rather quickly because I know you can print it out. Plus, we're going to have another video soon that is going to go through 23 items, and that's going to be pretty extensive. But we want to kind of go in baby steps. The first checklist we had maybe 10 at the most, and this is going to have more. So, all right. So if we're considering stairs and steps, and that could be indoors or outdoors, are there papers, shoes, books, and other objects on the stairs? Next, are some steps broken or uneven? And each of these has a rationale underneath. Many of these, or most of them, I'm not going to read the rationale. Next, is there a light and a light switch at the top of the stairs and the bottom of the stairs? There should be one at both the top and the bottom. Has a stairway light bulb burned out? Is the carpet on the steps loose or torn? Are the handrails loose or broken? Is there a handrail on only one side of the stairs? All right, I'm gonna have to shift this over a little just to read it. All right, so now we're talking about shifting gears, talking about floors. When you walk through a room, do you have to walk around furniture, or is there a clear path? Do you have throw rugs on the floor? Are there papers, shoes, books, and other objects on the floor in your path? Or even maybe not in the, even if they're not in the path. Do you have to walk over or around wires or cords? These could be lamp cords, telephone cords, extension cords, computer cords. Now onto the kitchen. Are there things that you often that you use often that are on high shelves? I know we talked about this one in the last video. Is your step stool sturdy? So do you have a sturdy one's going to have a handle on the top that you can hold on to? Never use a chair as a step stool. Now in the bedrooms, is the light near the bed hard to reach? So do you have to lean over far to get to the lamp? Is there a possibility that even a slight possibility you might fall out of the bed reaching for it? Is the path from your bed to the bedroom dark? I'm sorry. Is your path from your bed to the bathroom dark? Because there are night lights. There's so many different types of night lights now, ones that are red that won't wake you up, ones that are motion censored, so they're not on unless you actually get up and it senses your motion. So you can have those in your bathroom, have them in the when you get up, lighting your path. Bathrooms, is the tub or shower floor slippery? Do you need some support when you get in and out of the tub or up from the toilet? All right, and that is this particular safety checklist. So I'm going to stop the share, and I will. I can't do it on YouTube just yet at the time of this recording, but on Facebook, when I post this to the Coast Facebook site, I will have a link to both both this checklist that we looked at and also the fall risk assessment that we went over. All right. So with that, oops. With that, I hope this was helpful. I hope that you are, excited about. I hope, well, maybe excited is not the right word. I hope you're have some enthusiasm and some motivation. Um, you see the reason for wanting to prevent falls because I don't know anybody that wants to not be able to do the things that they want to do, especially as they get older. And when someone falls, there's risk of injury where they may have to go to physical therapy, they might have to have surgery. There's all sorts of things. There's nothing good that comes from a fall. And then sometimes people may not have ever fallen, but they have a fear of falling. They feel unsteady, and so they stop doing things. They stop going to meetings and stop going to socials and stop going to church, and they stop doing things that they enjoy doing out of fear of falling. When there might be some ways to address that and build confidence and just do everything that you can possibly do to stay safe and keep doing the things that you enjoy doing. So I encourage you to do that. I hope that you see the reason and come to the support group. Even if you're not a caregiver, I'd say, if you want to talk about this topic, because it's a topic that everyone can, stand would benefit from, I think, even if you're not a caregiver. So join us and we can talk about that. So yeah, thanks again for watching. So grateful when y'all participate by watching and viewing and sharing these caregiver coffees. I really think that they change lives, or at least I could say that they have the potential to save lives and add years if we can prevent these type of injuries. And September is Fall Prevention Awareness Month, so please jump into that theme as well and help us get the word out about this and all the great resources that we're curating that the CDC is put out there for us, and we just need to use them and benefit from them. So I hope this is helpful. Reach out, let me know if you have a story, if you did use this, do you think that you did prevent some falls? Let us know how you use this. And of course, if you have any suggestions for future topics for caregiver coffees. So thanks again for being here. I look forward to being on your screen again in the near future. And until then, have a great rest of the week. Bye for now.